Preliminary indication is that 10 cars were involved in this crash in turn 3 at lap 84. The Wallace brothers, Terry Labonte, Casey Kane, Scott Riggs, Ryan Newman, Dave Blaney, Derek Cope, Kurt Busch. I guess we have to add Tony Stewart to that list, whose contact with the 97 ignited that pileup.
Yeah, it was ever so slightly, but when you're entering turn 3 over there and you just brush up against the guy that's in front of you, well, you see what can happen.
Now, all of those were lead lap cars.
You can see on Tony's car there is just absolutely very little damage. It was just a touch, but that's all it takes.
When you're running that fast, it don't take much at all.
And pit road is now open. Matt Yoakum.
24 car hits in the 5th position. No adjustments for both he and his teammate Jimmy Johnson. To Steve. Matt, 4 tires for Kevin Harvick. No adjustments to that Chevrolet. He said, guys, I'm having fun out here today. Let's go to Dick.
Junior said when he got out of the draft that the temperature went right down to 250 degrees. There is now a rear view mirror on the B post of his car so he can see better from the cockpit. Virtually no tape left on the grill, so there's virtually nothing that they could do to help Earnhardt get that engine to run more cool.
You see right there on our race off pit road, looked like most of the cars, especially after that big wreck, decided to change 4 tires, but Frankie Stoddard with Scott Wimmer in a 22 car, they win the battle off pit road, changing just 2 tires.
Good strategy worked at Daytona. I don't know how to work here today, but it worked at Daytona for him.
It looks like Dale Jarrett, an 88 car, Mike Ford, decided to leave him out for at least 1 more lap where he can get 5 points for leading.
And among those who snuck through that crash, we saw Kenny Schrader and Brian Vickers shoot through the smoke and get by pretty much unscathed. A lot of cars going to be hauled back to the garage area after this one.
Back live at the Aaron's 499 here in Talladega following the big one. Kurt Busch involved in that. Let's check in with Jeannie Zalasko.
Well, guys, I guess the good news, Kurt Busch physically okay, mentally obviously upset right now. I'm listening to you with the one-word answers, trying to put on a good face and looking forward to next week, but I guess maybe a little frustration with the 20 car?
Yeah, we drafted down the front straightaway together real well, and all race I acknowledged he was on the bottom lane. That's cool, you know, we drafted together. I was going to call him on Monday. Dude, everything was great. I don't know why he committed to turn 3 as late as he did. He knew he needed to follow me, and now we're here instead of out on the track. It's a bad finish. So far this year, our 2 worst finishes are on restrictor plate races.
Thank you for the time.
Jeannie, a winner last week at Martinsville. Rusty Wallace not going to make it 2 for 2. Rusty, what happened?
Oh, there was just a big pileup, all there was to it. Everybody was really running close. There was a lot of bumping and banging out there. Nail biter, no doubt about it, but a lot of bumping and banging, and I guess somebody tagged somebody and turned them sideways, and I was all the way up top of the racetrack. I had a good car. You know, I took a couple times, ran it up front, but I was just kind of hanging out on top of the racetrack because I was just tired of getting in that mess, you know, and the top lane after a while, I just couldn't make much ground, so I moved down to center, started trucking forward, and that particular lap, I moved back up to the top, and when the wreck happened, I was 3 wide and couldn't get back down.
How different the racing compared to Daytona with this same package?
Oh, the racing is much different here. At Daytona, the cars get away from each other. You know, the tires wear, handling really gets into it. But everybody's cars are handling here, and they're all on top of each other, to bumper. But, man, I just couldn't believe how forceful everybody was getting. There was a lot of people running into each other. There's cars running really good. They'd come by me, and their right sides are tore off, noses are tore off, and they're still bashing into people. But it's an exciting race for the fans, but I'll tell you what. For a driver, it's not too much fun out there, I tell you that. And I hate that our cars tore up. Although we're able to drive it to the garage, they're getting the left front fender on it now. We're going to get back on and get some points.
Thanks, Rusty.
Right,
Mike?
Of the 11 cars involved, the only one able to continue after brief repair is Terry Labonte. That'll leave us 31 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Burton was really frustrated at what happened. We listened in.
Big time. Do something about that. They need to do that. Is ridiculous right there. He just freaking wrecked it. I mean, he wasn't even, that wasn't even close. He just turned and made it 3 wide and just wrecked him. That's pathetic.
Burton supporting Kurt Busch's view of Stewart's late commitment to the bottom in turn 3. NASCAR has admonished the 20 team and told them to be less aggressive.
That don't make those other 10 cars feel better about it.
We restart with 31 cars on the lead lap. Scott Wimmer, the rookie, driving in his second Talladega start for Bill Davis, and the Cat Dodge is our leader.
See, this is one of those places where one guy's mistake affects a lot of people. It's not like it's just you and the guy you ran into. It takes out so many others.
And we talked about that in the opening, Darrell. You know, as you say, one driver's mistake.
Matt?
Mike caught up with Casey Kane. You're okay, but boy, a very scary and frustrating incident.
Yeah, just, I don't know, it happens here. It's too bad because we had our Dodge dealers here, AW Dodge was a good car. We were right in the middle of the pack all day, and it sounds like Stewart started it all, and he started a lot of things this year, so I guess.
Your mentor.
I don't know about that. I don't ride like that.
He came in the day 9th in points. Going to take another hit for the second straight week, Jeannie.
Well, Kenny Wallace looking at a notebook, and I guess you like the numbers that you see there because you saw where the car was going. I guess the frustrating point now is where the car is at. And frustration, I guess, with the 20 car as well?
Oh, you know, I'm sure, I didn't watch Kurt Busch's interview, but I'm sure he probably spoke for us all. You know, Tony Stewart's a very good friend of mine. So I plead the, what is it, the 5th?
The 5th, my friend.
I plead the 5th because I like Tony Stewart, but, you know, just antsy. And I hate it for Ken Butler and everybody at Aaron's lease. Aaron's dream machine, it was almost a dream weekend, but it just turned out really wrecked. So we'll go on to the next race.
All right, glad to see that you are safe. And speaking of safety, Jeff has more.
Well, the reason why we can talk to these drivers after a wreck like you just saw a minute ago is because of the safety NASCAR is building these race cars. The structure from the roll cage, the 1 3/4 tubing that surrounds the driver's cockpit, all the way up to the cockpit itself, the special seats, the headrests that now keep that neck and head inside the seat and cockpit area, all the way up to the helmets and the head and neck restraints. It's all built to where we can take these drivers out of these wrecked race cars and have an opportunity to find out what really happened.
Yeah, and the other part, Jeff, is the safer barriers. I mean, that makes all the difference in the world.
Especially on that hit like Kenny Wallace took in that 0-0 car.
3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide.
4 wide. Whoa.
They have a very short memory, don't they?
Now, this is one lap after NASCAR got on the radio, admonished all the teams to tell their drivers to settle down.
You can't here.
No.
There's no settling down here. I mean, you got to stick it in there and hope it sticks.
See the two Ganassi Dodges up there running side by side for second place. They're trying to contend with these top 4 or 5 Chevrolets.
And I got to tell you something, that 33 car, I don't know where he came from. He made it through that wreck, and here he is up there. He's pushing his brother right now, and that'd be Kerry Earnhardt in Childress's car.
I was going to say how strong that the Childress cars have been today, and that's the 4th Childress car in this race.
He's going on up through there, buddy.
Looking back from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Outside, 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 out.
And his older brother Kerry.
Ooh, it gets tight right here, boys. Slipping and sliding. Give me some room.
Darrell, there's no gimme. There's just take right here. Just take.
Yeah, no, you're at the mercy of the people around you. You know, everybody's just. Kerry just knocked Dale Jr. into the lead.
And remember Joe Nemechek, the free pass car? Look, he's up top. He's up there fighting for the lead.
A lot like Ricky Rudd had that cut tire under green and went over a lap down.
It proves you cannot start or restart too deep in the field here to not have a chance to get to the front.
29 car Kevin Harvick is a strong piece too, Larry. He's been able to drive by Dale Jr. a couple of times. He got McMurray right there pushing him.
Yellow is out.
I think someone lost part of a tire. There it is right there. There we see it.
Lap 92 closing in on halfway. That tire debris brings out the yellow, and just in time, I think, Darrell.
We're going to have a lot of debris cautions, I'm afraid.
Genie with the rookie who qualified 5th and won't see 5th at the finish.
Well, Scott Riggs will take all the cautions he can get right now. Just keep delaying this thing, right? Let's keep waiting. Let's wait. You're being serenaded by drills and hammers, so a good chance to get back out.
Yeah, we're going to try to. Just hated for all the guys on the Valvoline Chevrolet. All those guys back in the fab shop did an awesome job building us 2 great cars today, and just hate we got into it. I was doing a lot of giving out there, a lot of people taking a lot of risks, and I was just trying to keep the fenders on it and see the end of this thing, and really wait until the end to do all my taking and have a good, solid finish. And like I say, just hate it for all the guys because they did a good job on the car. Just saw the 97 car spinning down low. We were up top, and we woed down, and I almost got stopped. I mean, I was just waiting for everything to sort of slide to the bottom and sort of self-clean the track, and somebody hit me from the rear and knocked me down the racetrack right into the mess. So just hate it. All the guys did a good job, and I know the guys back in the fab shop will build us another one to be even better.
This may not be a good time, but I got you here. Thumbs up or thumbs down on Talladega right now?
Well, I mean, a thumbs up, I think, because I had such a good car, and the guys gave me a great piece to race with. Thumbs up on the tires even. I think we had a really good car, and we're going to be able to really show our hand on a long run because a lot of cars started getting really tight, and you started having to get back to 2 wide. It was too hard to run 3 wide, and I was going to really, wait until the end of the race to do all my taking and make my move up there and have a good finish. And just trying to take care of the car and, trying to take care of it. Somebody else got into me and couldn't do it.
All right, get back out there. Gentlemen?
Jeannie, we're under caution for tire debris, but let's have a look at what happened between Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch right there.
I'm going to be like Kenny Wallace, and I'm going to take the 5th. But actually, Tony just stuck his nose in there and got into Kurt. That's what happened.
Was Kurt already committed to the inside when Tony stuck down there?
You can see that there's room for Tony to go there, but that's that give and take thing.
And everybody in front is going there.
They're going to go there. You just got to realize that and give them some room.
And see, Kurt Busch, again, was sideways down low, actually on the apron, and all those cars saw that. And I think a lot of them, including probably their spotters, telling them, go high, they get caught up in it.
Now this caution is for debris off Terry Labonte's car, one of the cars that was damaged in that accident, but continued. And there it goes.
It's only been 4 laps since these guys went back racing, and that last pit stop for everybody on lap 85 put them to where they could make it on 2 more pit stops, but I still believe we might see a lot of them come to pit road to at least fuel only.
But Darrell, let me ask you, when the caution comes out, does everybody get their game face back together and their tempers under control? Or do you sit there and simmer over what might have just happened in that last green flag run?
Kind of a combination of both. I mean, you're not just riding around right now. You're talking to your crew. There's a lot of things that are going on that we're not privy to. The driver's thinking about what he wants to do to his car. How are we doing compared to everybody else? A lot of communication. And the crew really does a good job normally keeping the driver focused.
I think we'll see some of our guys at the very front of the pack since we've only been 4 laps of racing, since we are where we can make it on 2 more stops. I think we'll see some of those guys at the front stay out, but we'll probably see some maybe at the back at least come in for fuel.
Larry, are you at the stage in the race where now you're starting to wind the race from the checkered flag backwards?
That's exactly what I just did right here.
Yep.
That we were on pit road at lap 85, and this race is 188 laps, so that's 103 laps. I divided it up into 3 segments, so I can make it on 2 more stops, but it looks like most of them are going to come to pit road, but I about bet it'll be for fuel only with most of these guys.
Let's find out, starting with Matt.
And Jeff Gooch Patterson tight to the wall, waiting for Tony Stewart to come in, going to top off that car. The 24 car topping off as well, the 48. Kevin Harvick's going to get fuel, but he's also going to take right side tires on that Chevrolet, and he's away. Dick.
Junior and his crew were not going to pit him until they heard that everybody else was coming in. They decided they would do the same. They put fuel only in the car, and he is out.
Well, Dick, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pit selection won him that battle off pit road. He has that very last pit leaving pit road, so he just had to move a little bit to win the battle.
Yeah, and you've got to come to pit road and put fuel in. You don't want to get hung out there and have to pit by yourself early because you need the draft to be able to keep up.
Jimmy Johnson got squeezed 2 wheels into the grass as 4 cars tried to get out of their pits simultaneously. But now everybody will line up so we can restart after this, the 6th caution flag of the day.